Hey, welcome back everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So today we've got today's trading recap. It's May 26th here, and we're going to talk about what I traded today, and it was mainly LIZI, L-I-Z-I. So this was the stock that I had a lot of trades on today, and once again, performance was not that great. I'm green today. I'm up 246 bucks, so it's green. That's good. It's a little bit more than yesterday. It's more than double, but still relatively just smaller kind of numbers for me. So while I'm happy to be green, once again, just kind of disappointed in all my trading. So we're gonna dive into that. I'm gonna show you what happened to me on my trades, where I was at, and kind of what I was thinking throughout some of those trades. So let's dive into it. And maybe as a little bonus too, I'll show you my swing trades for AMC, GME, and COS. I'm still holding those currently, and just looking to ride the wave on those and see what happens to them. So first off, let's look at the performance of today. Today was really squirrely. That's why I say my performance is not that great. So I started green here, up 41 bucks. Quickly went negative, then slowly grinding out of that, and then popped up to 150 bucks. And from there, I made a horrible trade down to negative 89. So now I'm in the red and ended up working down all the way down to negative 134. Was my worst low at that point, and was able to dig out of that, grind out of it, bunch of trades. And I had one really nice trade that moved me up to 146 and then slowly grinded up to 246. So the highest of the day was 291. But anyways, once again, smaller numbers. I'd like to see, something a little bit more that I was used to getting in the prior weeks and months. But to be honest, the market's been a little choppy. But today, LIZI came through, and it did go up quite a bit. I don't know what the total percent gain on this was. If someone could drop it in below, it might have been I think the highest I saw was about 80 or 90% on this stock. So huge move. But some tricky areas that I thought, and maybe I just kind of brought that to fruition just because I had a couple bad trades on it that just left a bad taste in my mouth on this stock. But anyways, it did give me my profits for today. So let's look at them. I'll show you real quickly what else I traded before. I did a little bit of TCAT, ASXC, EXPR, but I finally just moved over to LIZI because that was the one that was really moving. So I'm going to talk about that one mainly today. The trades on the other ones were pretty minimal, just a few scalp trades here and there, and didn't do a whole lot for me. So let's look at this chart here. LIZI, we'll break this one down. This one I started trading. Go back to my first trade on it. Yeah, 1246 was the first trade I had on this. So here is where it got interesting. Okay, this thing. Let me pull up the yearly chart, which is on the right hand side, but I have it on the left now, just because I just want to show you guys kind of this yearly chart. As we can tell, this thing is a former runner. It has definitely had areas where it's exploded within one day, but then goes right back down eventually. So fairly quickly within the same day. So looking at stocks like this, you got to be conscious of that, knowing that they are pretty risky, and as was the case today. But it had a good move. It was pretty volatile. So this, anyways, look, we had some prior highs of 1658. So this thing definitely has potential as I was looking at the yearly chart. But for me today, when I traded it, I started looking at it at this area right here, right before it went into a halt. So as I was watching it, there was really no volume all this morning. I mean, look at this. There's zero volume, you know, a few trades here and there, but just pretty much nothing the entire morning. And eventually something sparks and, you know, volume starts slowly coming in, but it was just not really sufficient for me to be even looking at it in this area. But once it started moving up a little bit more, I saw it coming up on the list, so I moved over to it, took a look at it, and realized, whoa, okay, we're moving on it now. And I decided, you know what, let me hop in here. And I decided a good spot would be right down in here, as it had, you know, this candle made its high and it was starting to pull back, and I figured, let me jump into this now. My mistake on this was I didn't realize how hard this thing was going to rip. And I guess so many traders jumped on this thing because volume creeped in really fast on this one particular candle. But let me show you how I traded. I hopped in here at 552 and expecting and hoping for, you know, the next pop up, and I didn't think it would move this much. And so as soon as I was up just a decent chunk, I sold pretty quickly. So at 562 I sold, which obviously is way too early. And that's kind of the theme for today, honestly, is that once again I need to hone my skill of really holding my winners much longer and cutting my losers much quicker. I think it's a pretty common thing for a lot of traders to at least hold their losers for probably too long and not hold their winners as long, as was the case for me today. So I missed this entire, look at this, from 562 at where I sold, goes all the way up to 612, which is crazy. I would have made some good money on that, but I sold out way too soon. And yeah, so after that, I see it goes into a halt, and I got to thinking, well, Jesus, I just missed that opportunity. So it's obviously shown some strength. There's volume that's creeped in. Let's look for an opportunity once this thing opens up. And my idea always, typically on halts like this where they halt going up, is that I want to try to buy somewhere on a dip and then see it roll to new highs. That doesn't always happen, but there's a good amount of times you'll see that happen, where halts going up and then you might have a little bit of just a quick scare pullback and then, you know, rip higher. But this one wasn't the case. And so anyways, I started hopping in. Once it opened up, I initially bought at 607, which I thought would be low enough. It definitely wasn't low enough at that point. And, you know, we had this hard drop in the candle. I go, are you kidding me? I mean, it ripped this much. Now it's coming right back down. I think best scenario for me is if we get a big enough flash down, I want to try to add again and wait for the next leg up. Because I think with this big enough move, even with a red candle here, a pretty big red candle, I think it might have just been a dramatic sell-off and hoping for the curl up. So anyways, bought in, like I said, initially at 607. Then I added at 575. Much lower down here, so much better price. And we're kind of getting that consolidation here. And at that point, I think it dropped just a little bit further, and I was worried about it, and I just said, you know what, I'm in big on this position. I gotta drop it. I can't afford to to take another huge fall down. So I sold it at 570. And boy, did that get me just in the wrong place, because at that point I was down. That's when I went down, I think, let me see. That put me from being up $150 on the day to down negative 89. So here I am going from green to red on my day. And anyways, What happened next? So missed this piece, okay? Then I ended up selling out here, worried about the further drop down. And of course, you know, it corrects. I think that was in the area here. I was worried about it in here. And, but however, it corrects. And we get this blow up in candle here. So I was just pissed at myself because now I missed this move going up. I already missed this move. I did get a chunk of it, but just missed a majority of the move. And now I'm missing part of this move. So I see this thing go up further. I'm thinking, okay, well, it's got strength. It's just a matter of trying to, you know, get in at the wrong or the right time on this. So I did get in again for a quick little trade, and it had a nice spike up, but then a fall. So I got a little piece in here, but missed a majority of the move once again. So that was, you know, frustrating. So two big moves there I kind of missed out on, and I sold on this big drop. Had I held it, I would have been okay, but it just, you know, I wanted to minimize risk, and I just had to eat the loss. So, you know, they got me mentally right there, just in a bad, not in the best position you want to be in for trading, but you got to own up to your losses and take them, and I did. So that's what happened. So here's what happened the rest of the day for me. The stock trends back down. So that's where it is tricky. You know, we've got this huge move up, then it moves right back down, finds an area where it bounces off of, and then just rips up with these two huge candles, and then just drops a bit more, and then fades again real fast on this hard drop here. So I think that this whole area was pretty tricky. I think if you're really good and, you know, you've been training a while, you might have known what was coming on that, but to me it was a little bit tricky. So the rest of the day in this area, I was still interested in the idea of breaking anywhere in this prior halt spot of 612. So I was really eyeballing that, and what happened to me on this was I was taking a lot of trades in here. I was still skeptical of any kind of, you know, big dropout that this might have, showing because of all this volatility. But I knew there might be a chance of something breaking out once we started creating this resistant line here around 610, 612. And I had a bunch of trades kind of in these areas where it would go up because I was wanting to get in, getting ready for breaking this area. But as you can see, we took the longest time to try to break it. And so there were a few spots. It was here, it was here, it was here, where I got in and made like 2-3 cents on the trade. Enough to give me a little bit of green, but it was just nothing huge. So I was just battling these areas because I didn't want to, once again, get in, you know, towards the top here, anticipating that breakout, and then it'd just be an absolute flush. So as soon as I was up a little bit, I would just sell if I was looking at level 2 to see if there were walls and a lot of resistance there. So it did that for the longest time. And then finally we get the breakthrough. But of course, at this point, I'm not even in because I just saw it break or hit this spot so many different times that I figured it was just going to flush down possibly at some point. That wasn't the case, and we eventually got that rip through. So once I saw confirmation on that, now I'm looking to get into this. And I did have a good trade in here. So here's the hard part, is that we have this nice run up, and I'm just telling myself, well, now it's running without me. I'm feeling the FOMO, and I don't necessarily want to go chasing it. So let me wait for a pullback, and I did. So I waited for it, hit this high here, and once it started pulling back, I decided to hop in. And I got in, and this was probably my best trade here, and got in, and it was enough to rip. And let me say this too, I did get in just a little bit early. I think it was right in here around the 648 area. And guess what? It did show a pretty quick drop here that was significant at the time. And I was thinking I might have to dump this for another loss, but decided to hold on to it. I'm so glad I did. And it, you know, that bull flag there, we got it going up, having a pullback. That last candle scared me, but we did get that final push through, and it was a nice hard rip. So I got a good 20 cents on this thing. I'd have to go back and look at my position, but I know it was about 20 cents on this thing, and I rode it all the way up and capitalized on it. So that was probably my best trade right here. And then we got into this area where now we've got this kind of flat top breakout area where I'm definitely interested, and I'm thinking we might break this area, you know, the 680 area. And I think I did get in a quick little trade here. It was a small scalp, and it was really nothing, kind of a break even. And eventually, you know, kind of did a fake out where it dropped. Looked like it was just going to head south, but it corrected and then did this another long run up. And so I kind of missed out on this piece. So, I don't know, just a very kind of trickier one for me. You know, technical analysis here is, it's not always a proven science, you know, because there are definite patterns. And people, I don't know, I've seen a lot in the comments too. People go back, especially when I show these recaps, well, they can go back and look at the chart and go, well, you screwed up here because there was support here and there was resistance here and you should have done this. And maybe you're right, but there's a lot of times where patterns don't always break through, or, you know, work every single time. And that's where, you know, you really got to watch level 2. So I try to incorporate that a lot more when I see, you know, the flow of orders coming through, seeing the tape here, and then also seeing kind of the stacked up buyers and sellers. That kind of helps me quite a bit when you get into these areas of, you know, support and resistance. So, you know, I tried my best, but I didn't want to chase a lot of areas, and I don't know, there was points where this thing, you know, it would really rip, and I just had to sit on my hands because I didn't want to go chasing it. But I did kind of the best I could do at this point for today, and I just need to, I think, hone my skill a little bit more for days like today, where I need to hold those winners just a little bit longer and really see them through. And on the losing ones, just cut them sooner. I think that would do me some big justice there. But overall, you know, great run on today on LIZI. Great move there. I hope all of you guys really capitalized on it. And, you know, $246 for me. Not the biggest day, but it's still green and it's progress. So, I'll show you the calendar real quick, and then we'll move over to the swing trades, the AMC, GME, and wrap it up from there. So this month, once again, not great. 12 green days, 5 red. However, I'm red for the month. Only $802, which isn't drastic, but it's just a little bit pathetic, to be honest. Having 12 green days and then only 5, which is good ratio there. The problem is, of course, my losers are just too big. So I like the ratio there. I could definitely improve it. And I just need to, once again, work on maintaining those bigger winners and cutting the nasty red ones. So anyways, this week's setting up, what, $361? 2 days left. We got the holiday, Memorial Day. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the market should be closed then. So let's look at my swing trades real quick before we head out. So AMC, I'm getting kind of excited about these. We had another great day on AMC, up 12%. GME is up 5%. Once again, I'm holding AMC at 1270. That's kind of my average price there. And we look at the yearly chart on this, and we've definitely had a bit of a squeeze here, and that's you know, I'm excited for the potential in this. Now, this could all come crashing down soon, but at the same time, I don't know. There's, from what's happened prior with the Wall Street Bets, the Reddit group, all you retail traders out there that are really hunkering down on, you know, some of these positions and not giving up, you know, there might be the potential for this thing to continuously keep pushing through. So I'm kind of gonna ride it out here. I'm up 56%, which is pretty good. And I normally don't swing trade much, but once again, with I think these opportunities that are coming up with GME, AMC, I think, you know, there's still some more potential. I could be I could be completely wrong on it, so don't really know, but I don't know. There's a lot of chatter in there. It's all over the internet, stock twits, you name it. A lot of people talking about these stocks, and we'll see. But yeah, up 56% so far, so that's great. And I could lock in the profits, but I want to see this one through. I kind of want to, with these, you know, I like the idea of kind of swinging for the fences here and just trying to really, you know, if it does skyrocket and go to the moon, I like to be, you know, hanging on to it. So, and if it doesn't, you know, I think I'll be okay with just cutting the position still above, you know, I'm definitely, for me, my stop is going to be where I purchased at. So if it gets pretty close to, you know, 1270, I'm just probably going to cut it and go even on it. But like I said, I want to see what this one through. It's going to be just a big swing for me, swinging for the fences. But who knows? We're always hoping for the best, right? But in the stock trading world, you just don't know. You don't know how high it's going to go. You don't know where it's going to go. But yeah, so that'll be fun. Let me know if you guys are trading these stocks, AMC or GME. I'm also in KOSS. Now this is kind of a sympathy stock that I'm trading, or I'm going to be I am swing trading currently. And just for the sake of, you know, when AMC and GME take off, it seems that KOSS is another one to kind of go on these sympathy moves. So, but this one obviously had a huge run up back in January. So, you know, it's consolidated so much down here. I think there might be another chance for another breakout if AMC and GME pull through. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's it for now. That's all I got for you guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and appreciate all the feedback that you guys put in the comments. So enjoying that. And if you like this content, make sure to subscribe and give this channel a like. I would really appreciate that, and it helps a lot of other traders out there that are trying to see some content like this, just recommending it to them. So that's it for now. Take care. We'll see you Thursday. And that is it, my friends.